Okay, moving on to the sleeves. The original sleeve that came with the pattern was quite a square shaped sleeve, so after fitting it we discovered that we had to create more of a curve on it. It's more or less looks the same, it's just slightly smaller in the width as well. And we also have to take into account the ruffles. There are two on the sleeve. There's one just under the one that goes across the bodice at the shoulders. Then there's a second layer and a third ruffle. And this is the shape that we came up with after doing a trial fit. So before we can do anything else, we have to disregard the sleeve itself. And you'll take your lace. And very similar to like before when I was doing the ruffles down the edges of the bodice, you've got your edge of your frills here. And you'll be attaching your lace to the edge all the way around to the other side. And of course we have two sleeves, so you'll need to do another one of these for the other sleeve and another one of these for the other sleeve, and do exactly the same, and sew some lace all around the bottom of all four pieces. Okay, this is a front panel, and now we're going to put all the side panels on. So, if I just show you, when we put the frill on there, I sewed it actually onto the front of the bodice, just there. So what I'm going to do now is attach a side seam. There you go. There's the top, and this is where the sleeve will go in. And there's your side panel. So when you come to sew it up, I just pin that for now. Sew on the side where you can actually see the previous sewing, because you'll need to sew on this side of the sewing so you don't see any of it when you put your side panels on. And you're going to have to do that with all four side panels, front and back. Okay, we've now sewn in the side seams, as you can see, and they go all the way up to the armhole, ready for the sleeves to go in. There you go. And the same for the back as well. Oh yes. Okay, I've now sewn on my lace onto all my pieces, like so, along the bottom. And I've also, on the top of each one, I've run a gathering stitch, so that when you pull the thread like so, it gathers all your fabric up, like so. Okay, here is Mum pinning the lowest frilly layer onto the top of the sleeve. She's just pinning it to the edge and she's gathering it as she goes. Just in comparison, so you know, we're doing this bit and this bit. This other frill, the one goes at the top, that's the top layer. We're calling this the second layer and this the third layer. So this one will be the third layer. Right, we have our sleeve template, and I've ruffled on the two layers along the top, and now I've run a running stitch along the top of those, and this will be gathered in when I put the whole sleeve into the armhole. Okay, I've just pinned the sleeve in for now, and we're shortly going to sew it in permanently, but this is how it looks at the moment. The bottom of the sleeve will be taken up slightly and have a band and a piece of lace put onto the end. And if I could just show the back trace, and this is what it looks like at the back.
Okay, I've now sewn my sleeve onto the bodice. Just a quick show there. Just quickly showing the inside of the bodice how it is at the moment. Got your front and opening over here, back piece over here, and then the sleeves there and this side. As you can see, the next thing I've done is we've got to gather the bottom of the sleeve into a band, which I'm going to show you how we do our band next. So that's just along the bottom on each sleeve, like so. Okay, we're now going to work on the sleeve band. Here I have a piece of the cotton organdy, piece of interfacing stiffener to stiffen the band, and another piece of organdy. So one piece on the outside and the other piece is going to behave as the lining on the inside of the band. First of all though, I'm going to take one piece of strip of the cotton organdy. Now to determine your length and follow my finger from left to right, you have to place a strip of fabric around your arm, or get somebody to do this, just so you know how long your band has got to be, so that it'll go all the way around your arm. I'm then going to get stiffener and I'm going to sew this onto the top of the piece of cotton organdy, so then that will become one piece, and I'll do that for the other band as well. Okay, I've now sewn my stiffener to my cotton on either side. I really went down the top and then down the bottom. I didn't bother going up the sides. Did that on both pieces. Next what we did is we got some lace and we measured it up against the length of the band and doubled the amount of lace that you need, and then we ran a gathering stitch across the top of the lace, the length required, and this is what we're doing next.
Okay, you secure it at both ends with a pin
onto the cotton
so it doesn't move, and then you get your piece of cotton and gather up your lace. Like that. Don't have to be too accurate at the minute. Top a knot there, Trace. Okay, we've just gathered up the lace there and then gently pulled the two together so they're more or less the same length, and then evenly space out all of the gathers. You don't need to gather right at the end because that will be a seam line and it would be a waste of your time gathering the end. Fiddly to do. Try and evenly space all the gathers across. That's near enough. Then go to the middle first. Down just to hold it, and we're going to pin and sew it on the edge of the fabric. Okay, having pinned that down for now, what we're going to do is put on the top piece, and you'll put the interfacing down onto the neck.
Yeah.
Sorry, my mistake. You'll put the cotton side down onto your lace, and then you'll repin it like that, so you make a sandwich of it.
I want to turn it over, show the other side. Here we go. Okay, I've now sewn directly over the top, so that when you open it out. Okay, so once opened out, you now have your row of lace sandwiched neatly between the two layers, like so. Then what we're going to do next is you fold your fabric the other way. Then to get it to stay in place, it's best to give it a really good press with the iron. So we're just going to give it a nice press, and then we'll sew it to the sleeve. Okay, we've now very neatly ironed our bands, so they both look nice and tidy, and we're going to work on inserting the sleeve into the band.
So the whole sleeve has got to go, band has got to go upside down, and you're going to fit the sleeve into the band. Okay, so we're going to secure one end of the band.
Okay.
And just secure that end, and now we're going to, like we did before with the lace, pull up the gathering stitch of the sleeve underneath,
So that's the main sleeve.
and then oops, pull those apart so they're more or less level, like that. Now we're going to space the gathers out on the sleeve. Right, space the gathers out, and now we're going to attach the sleeve to the band. Okay, so when you turn the band back, like so, the band will be attached to the sleeve. The band will be a little bit narrower than this once you've sewn it.
Okay, just showing the band now sewn onto the end of the sleeve. We're just tidying up the excess on the inside of the band of the sleeve here.
Okay, what we're going to do now is, this is working from the inside of the sleeve now. Bring up the piece of cloth that wasn't sewn down, then you'll be bringing your the rough edges in towards the band, and then you'll be turning over the band on the outside, and then you'll be hand stitching it very close to the sewing, so you'd be doing a catching stitch all the way along to neaten off the inside. Okay, we're having a fit of the lining and the interfacing today. The lining and the interfacing are sewn together, and I've just got to make a slight alteration here on the shoulder, take that in a bit, and I'm quite happy with the centre seam, and I've been putting some darts in today to pull it into the waist. There's one there and one on the other side, and doing the darts at the back to pull it in a bit.